love hearing my own voice. I think it's because I'm Italian.
Hi guys, and welcome to the Box Office Club, your hub for all things movie news, reviews, numbers, and updates. We're your hosts. I'm Emily.
And I'm Kate, and today we'll be talking about the box office breakdown for this past weekend, February 10th to the 12th. So, I wanted to start a new segment on our box office breakdown shows where we don't just look at the dollars made this weekend, but we also look at what people are saying about the movies coming out, both theatrically and streaming. Because, you know, streaming movies, they don't get a dollar amount that we can look at and we can compare. So, I want to try and give them a fair shake. Mm-hmm. So, I thought, let's look at their tomato readings.
Okay.
And their cinema scores. If they have a cinema score, there were no new ones this weekend. I'm gonna forewarn, no new cinema scores. But Rotten Tomatoes got a little spicy. So I also thought this would be a fun way to mess with Emily because we're trying something different for our second show. Emily knows nothing about this weekend's numbers.
Absolutely nothing.
So she's going in blind. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be fun for her to see the ratings and see if she can figure out what happened this weekend. Because I have all of the data decoded for her.
All right. I'm excited.
So, Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes. All right. So first up, there are not a lot of reviews, both critically or audience-wide, for Consecration. But the ones who did dare to leave a review were all in agreement that apparently this is the movie, not good. It was not good. So it flopped with critics at a 39% score, and audiences gave it a 33%.
Woo!
So, it made $329,000 in the 762 theaters it was in. That's not good.
That's not good.
Yeah. So, I was kind of excited about that one. I didn't know too much about it, but that was the one with the woman who goes to Scotland, and it's got Jenna Malone.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I love Jenna Malone.
Yeah, and you also love Scotland, but it's also the one that I pointed out was like, that sounds like a basic plot to any horror movie.
Absolutely.
That involves a nunnery at all.
So, yeah.
So, it sounds like I might have been right on the money with that one. I didn't get to go see it.
Same.
But
yeah,
maybe it was for the best.
Maybe dodged a bullet there.
Although, on another limited release, She Came from the Woods. I don't know how much money it made. I'm going to forewarn. They did not put the money out. But I know it was in theaters this weekend because it was really close to us and I really wanted to go and I didn't have time. But I'm bummed about it because I really want to be the tiebreaker on this movie. Critics gave this low-budget slasher comedy a 67% on the Tomatometer.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Audiences, for some reason, really hated this movie, though. And they gave it a 24.
Oh, wow. So they gave it worse than Consecration.
Yeah.
But the critics loved us more. Oh, wow. All right.
So damn, I wish I could have been there. I want to know what the buzz is.
Yeah. That's very interesting. So audiences seem to really like Sharper. They gave it an 89 on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics were a bit more on the fence, giving it about 60% overall. But it does seem that people are landing on the happier side of this movie. So it was available in limited amount of theaters this weekend. But A24 is not giving out their numbers yet. But it will be available on Apple TV Plus coming this Friday, the 17th.
Ooh, I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, this one...
That's the one with Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
Who my husband didn't know. When he listened to our podcast, he's like, I've never heard that guy's name before.
You're shitting me.
I said, you don't know Bucky Barnes? He's like, I know Bucky Barnes. Is that who plays him? I said, don't text me right now. Because he was at work and he texted me and he's like, just finished listening. Who is that guy? I said, don't talk to me right now.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed.
I'm a
Come
lot
on,
of it. But yeah, so it's going to be on streaming and I'm excited and I'll make him watch it. And the whole time I'll be like, that's him.
Do you know who that is?
That's him.
What was his name again?
Every time he walks off the screen. Do you remember who that guy was?
Don't say Bucky. His real name. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, you've got Apple TV, right? I might come over and watch that with you guys.
Yeah, you can come over. We have it.
So speaking of streaming, Your Place or Mine flopped with both the audiences and the critics this weekend.
No.
Yes. So critically, it had a score of 35%, and audience was a little bit better with 41%.
I'm still going to watch it.
Yeah, same.
I wonder if their awkward red carpet encounter was like, if that plays a role in this.
Yes. I saw a couple TikToks about that, and Ashton Kutcher actually like addressed it with like his wife Mila Kunis texting and saying, "You guys have to act like you like each other."
Yeah, so I wonder if that plays a role, or if people just had high hopes for a Netflix original. Like,
yeah,
know what you're watching.
yes. Even though it is great actors and stuff, you
Yeah.
still have to be aware of where it's coming from.
Yeah, and we should note that us giving you these ratings is not to deter you from watching it. I am a full-hearted believer that you still watch and you make your own
Yes.
opinion. But for movies that don't have data, like numerically, this is a good indicator of where people's heads are at. So, because we're getting a lot of bad scores, don't say that we're telling you not to watch it, because make your own decision.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I will still be watching Your Place or Mine.
Yeah. And I always look at the difference between the critics and the audience, because if the critics really like it but the audience doesn't, it's like there's something missing that I probably will miss too. Between that, and then if it's flip-flopped where the audience loves it but the critics don't, I'm usually like, yeah, I'm gonna go with the audience on that one.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes too. When they're that tied up though,
Yeah.
see, that makes me almost want to watch it more.
Yes.
Like, what's so great about you, or what is so bad that those two people are agreeing?
And is it something like a Netflix Christmas movie where it's not really like a great film, but it's great to watch?
Yeah, you get what you get. I'm gonna try and watch it before the next time we record, and I'm gonna see
where we're at.
I'm gonna see where we're at.
All right.
No promises though, but I'm gonna try.
All right. The other streaming one that we had mentioned, Somebody I Used to Know, the new Dave Franco directed Prime Video movie, that handled a little bit better with both the critics and the audiences, with both of them agreeing that the movie was pretty good, with the scores falling between 61 and 69%. The critics were on the higher side of that spectrum.
That's not bad.
That's really not bad.
That's really not bad.
Yeah.
This is one I was really excited about, so I'm glad to hear, especially because it is a Prime Video one.
Yes.
There are more people, I feel, that use Netflix, and so the fact that the people who are going out to talk about this movie on Prime Video, that people with everything else in the market had time to watch this and go talk about it, that I think that's pretty good. I'm
think that's really
excited.
good. Yeah.
So we also got to talk, obviously, about the wide theatrical releases that we will most likely be talking about today on the show. So the newest one up is Magic Mike's Last Dance. Did not get a cinema score. Like I said, no new scores were put up. But I looked. I tried. I am very sad to say that the critic score was a 46%. So it does have that little splat next to it. But, like you were talking about earlier, audience are disagreeing, and they're giving it a nice 75.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah, so
All right. Yeah. I'm
maybe
gonna
critics
leave it
just
the
aren't
audience on
into, Channing Tatum's abs. Their loss.
that one. Crazy. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm going to go with the audience on that one. So I didn't get a chance to go see it, but I will. Just not on opening weekend. But all right. Yeah. I'm gonna predict that I'm gonna land with the audience on that.
Yeah, I am bummed that there's no cinema score.
Yeah.
Because the original one got a B, the first
Oh.
Magic Mike.
Wow.
And then XXL got an A-. So I really wanted to see how this one stacked
Yeah.
up. So I'm
Yeah.
disappointed that there's not one. I don't know if maybe it gets more in more theaters they would, but they usually just do it on opening weekend. So I'm not sure why it's not up. I looked, I tried. It wasn't there.
Okay.
We may never know what Magic Mike's Last Dance was. But I think Emily will give it an A. So
Probably.
we'll be fine. There also was some changes to scores for movies that we talked about last week.
Okay.
Knock at the Cabin, audience score actually went up
Oh.
weekend to weekend,
Wow.
which I didn't know was possible.
Yeah, really.
I feel like I should have, but I didn't. I did not know that they changed week to week. So it went from 63% to 65%, which is a nice little boost. You know, it's nothing spectacular, but it means that it's getting some momentum.
Yeah.
No change in the critic score. And then that made me wonder, do critic scores not change? Is that's like as soon as the critics see it, it stays that, and the audience ones fluctuates? No,
Okay.
because 80 for Brady, its audience and critic score went down this weekend.
Okay. So that's nice that answered that question that I didn't even know that we had.
I had it about
You
an
had-
hour
I
ago,
did
and
not
I
know
was
that. Yeah.
and I answered it immediately when I
Cool.
looked up the next one. Yeah, so 80 for
Wow.
Brady did go down. Only I think 1% in the audience score, and then 2 for the critic score.
Okay.
So it did take a little bump. So I'm
too
interested to
much.
see how that plays.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about what we know going into the numbers. So we knew this weekend was going to be slower. It was predicted to take between a 22 to 33% drop in the top 10 revenue this weekend. This prediction ended up pretty much spot on with a higher range of 34.5% drop. So good job predicting, people. With everything that was going on this weekend. So we talked about it with the Super Bowl, making it be a sleepier weekend and everything. So about a 38% drop in overall domestic revenue this weekend. This
Yep.
could be for a couple of reasons, such as the estimations being wrong, and we overestimated the theaters for Magic Mike's Last Dance. So they were originally saying 2,000 theaters, which we talked about last week, and how we said that that's so low in
So
our
low.
minds. Well, it turns out it got even less than that. It was only in 1,500 theaters.
I want to know the logic.
Right.
I want to know. I want to know the logic.
Yeah.
Someone explain it to me. Call in. I'll make a call-in line for somebody to give me the answer to this question.
That would be amazing.
I'll figure it
Immediate.
out.
Yeah, we'll do that. So Titanic, on the other hand, was reported early on to be in less than 2,000 theaters, but it ended up being close to 2,500.
So a movie that's already seen the light of day got more theaters
Yeah.
than Channing Tatum's abs.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
The audience was pissed too.
Yeah, the audience came and they showed up and they said, nah. So
Nah.
that's crazy.
Who knows though? Maybe they'll do like a midweek theater add-on so it can get out for Valentine's Day, because
yeah.
clearly the audience is kind of reacting to it, and that's a stupid day not to have that movie in more
Very
than
stupid day to not have that.
to not have it more than 1,500 theaters. So
So hopefully they take that into consideration.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't have the numbers for how many it's going to be in tomorrow. They don't really do that beforehand. You kind of see it after. You only really predict.
Yeah.
So maybe when we're sitting here doing our preview episode, I'll know if they extended it or not. We can talk about it and if they were stupid or not. But I'm annoyed with them.
All right.
But now we get to the fun part,
Yes.
the top 10. And like I said, we're switching it up. We're going to go 10 to 1 this week. Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's fun that way. But also, last week, if you guys listened, and if you didn't, go give it a listen. We predicted what Emily and I thought were going to be the top 5. Technically top 6, because we were kind of debating the 5th and 6th spot. So we went up to 6, but we didn't give a number for 6. So when we flash back to that preview, no, we didn't talk about how much money we thought 6 was going to make. But I want Emily to be surprised. I want her genuine reaction on how we did. So,
I know I did so bad. I'm already calling that now.
so she on her screen does not have 10 through 7 blacked out. We're going to whip through them real quick. And then we're going to get into the good stuff, which is going to be 6 through 1. So, domestic top 10. Number 10, Plane, the Gerard Butler movie, which if you guys have not seen, great movie, highly recommend. Made $1.2 million this weekend, so it now has a total domestic gross of $30.7 million in just 5 weeks.
It's not bad.
Megan is in number 9, quite the drop for this movie actually. Made $2.4 million this weekend with a total domestic gross of $90.96 million in 6 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. TikTok really helped Megan out.
Yeah, they did.
Number 8, close battle between 9 through 7, money-wise. Number 8 is Missing, $2.5 million with a total domestic gross of $26.5 million in 4 weeks. And then number 7, A Man Called Otto, $2.6 million with a total domestic gross of $57.38 million in the 7 weeks it's been in release.
Wow. Okay.
So we didn't guess up to 10. Maybe next time we will, and I'll block out all of them.
We'll see how fun this one is.
But, Emily, refresh our memory. What did we say 1 through 6 was going to be? Let's give us a refresher.
Okay. All right. So, Kate, you had for number 1, Magic Mike with between 10 and 11 million. I said Titanic with about 12 million. Number 2, you said Titanic with between 10 and 11 million. I said, sorry.
No, you're good. Go.
I said for number 2, 80 for Brady with 9 million. You said for number 3, Avatar, The Way of Water. You said between $8 and $9 million. And I said it was going to be for number 3, Magic Mike with $8 million. For number 4, you said 80 for Brady with $7 million. And I said Knock at the Cabin with $5 million. For number 5, you said Puss in Boots with $6 million. And I said Avatar, The Way of Water, just under $5 million. And then for number 6, without the money.
Without the money.
Without the money. For number 6, you said Knock at the Cabin, and I said Puss in Boots.
Okay, how do you feel?
I feel like I'm totally wrong. I think I got every single one of those wrong. And the numbers.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not confident.
Why aren't you confident?
I think because it was our first one, and I was just like, I'm just going to throw stuff out there. I'm going to throw spaghetti at the wall and see where it sticks.
You were so confident when you gave those numbers.
I really was. I went back and I listened and I was like, oh, wow. No. And now I'm like, I think I was a little too confident.
We love the confidence. So let's just see how right or wrong we were.
I'm confident in how wrong I am. Okay.
Okay. So Knock at the Cabin secures the number 6 spot with a 62% drop, which is right about where it was predicted to fall percentage-wise for droppage. It made $5.42 million in its second weekend, putting it at about $23.3 million overall in 2 weeks.
Good job. You did it. Number 6. Wow. All right. So yeah, with that 62% drop, yep, that's about right where they said it was going to be. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they were predicting I think about 60, so a little bit more of a drop, but it was a sleepier weekend than was even being predicted. But still $23.3 million in 2 weeks. When we scroll back up to say Missing, who's only made 25 in 4 weeks, 26. It's not bad.
Yeah.
So, and its score's going up, so maybe it'll get a resurgence.
Yeah.
I think it should. It was a good movie.
I think it was our review that's helping bump that up.
Oh, there's that confidence again.
Oh, man.
Reel it in.
Yeah, because let's see what the next one is.
Okay. At number 5, we have Puss in Boots, The Last Wish,
Wow, look at that for your 2 for 2.
making 5.57 million this weekend with only a 29% drop. And it's still holding on at the box office with a total of $158.5 million in 8 weeks. Domestically.
It's like you were made for this.
I'm shocked I got the number on that right.
That's amazing.
That was
Wow.
pure luck. That one was.
That's amazing.
Are you ready for the next one?
No. Yeah. Let's do it.
Number 4 is 80 for Brady. Making 5.8 million, which is in the spot I predicted it to fall. But while both of our numbers we were not good with the dollars for this one.
Yep.
Yeah. We gave 80 for Brady too much credit Super Bowl weekend.
Yep.
No one wanted to watch him on or off the Super Bowl. So I had a 54% drop, which is also bigger than it was predicted to drop.
Wow. Yeah. Should have known it. Look at that. 3 for 3 for you. Can we make it 4?
Number 3, Titanic.
Ooh.
I know. I fricked it up.
I really freaked it up.
Titanic, the 25th anniversary re-release, did take number 3 at about 6.7 million this weekend. So it was not the horse race I thought it was going to be between 1 and 2, because it didn't even make 2. It was half of what you thought.
I know. Wow, yeah. That is a little disappointing, my Titanic fans. Come on. I was real confident in that number 1 spot.
You were. And
I was really confident.
I kind of, after listening back, I was kind of mad at myself for not putting it in 1 because of the premium formats that you could watch it in. Because I was like, you're going to have to pay more to watch this movie. And then I found out it got even more theaters than it was supposed to, more than Magic Mike. And I was like, Emily might have me on this one.
I did not.
And then it didn't even make 2, and that's where I had it. So
yeah, all right.
Any guess on number 2?
Let's see. What did we knock out of mine? What's left? All right, let's Avatar.
And you got it right.
Yay, I got one right.
In second place, trying to get back that number 1 spot it lost last week, is Avatar: The Way of the Water, continuing to hold well with only a 36 drop, making 7.2 million this weekend. That puts it just domestically at 647.25 million.
Wow.
In a little over 2 months of release.
That's amazing.
And you had it in 5.
I thought it was going to continue dropping, but it crawled back up. I love that though. I'm so happy to be wrong.
And that brings us to number 1. And that is Magic Mike, The Last Dance. Somehow, with only 1,500 theaters, it took number 1 with 8.3 million.
Hell yeah.
And although you did not have that in your number 1 spot, you did nail the number.
I did. Yes. All right. So I got technically 1.5 out of my 6.
I did us the liberty of color coding our prediction chart.
Oh, you know I love that.
And doing the number. So I got 4 out of 6 movies correct in their placements. I had 1 if just the 2 needed to swap. So I categorized the swap as yellow because they were within 1 spot of each other. And then for gross guesses, I got a 1 out of 5 because we didn't guess for 6, but one of them was within $1 million range, so 1.5. You win 0 for 6 for the movie placements.
Yes.
But you technically get that half point because you put Puss in Boots in 6 and it was 5, so you were within the 1 placement.
All right.
And then for grosses, you actually got 2 out of 5.
All right. So wow, I did pretty good with the numbers. All right, we got to work on it. I got some homework to do, but
I really thought you were gonna laugh when you saw the chart because I was like, that's a lot of red.
that is a lot of red.
I'm not gonna let Matt came home after listening to the podcast. He looks at me. He goes, "What the hell was Emily thinking?"
I don't know. I was so confident. See, I was just like, I really want Titanic to do really, really well. And I think I really thought it was going to.
No, like I said, I had doubt. I was like, I don't know. I was like,
had reasoning.
Avatar and 5, I don't get it. That I was like, I can't justify that one. But the first half of your list, I could have seen. I really could have seen.
Yeah, I should have known that, like, I didn't want 80 for Brady. I think I had, like, the reasonings, you know? Like, I definitely had reasonings for my picks. They was just all wrong. So, I'm excited for our next predictions. I'm hopefully going to do better. I'm gonna rein in my confidence just a little bit because it ran rampant.
I think it was great. I loved your confidence. Next week I think is going to be hard
I think it is, yeah.
because I don't know. I think we're going to have a slam doink for number 1.
What's that?
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Marvel's got another movie coming out?
I hate you. Yeah, only what? Number 83 on your spreadsheet?
82, but yes. It's gross that I know that. Like I said, I'm working through a rewatch, so I've got a spreadsheet for it, you know.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I think we'll have a slam doink for 1. Where everything else plays out, I really have no idea.
Yeah. It's all kind of up in the air for now until we preview them, and I think we get some of the reasonings and we know a little bit more of the numbers and where other people are predicting where it's going to go. I think we're going to have a good job of, after this week, where it's all going to land.
Watch, you're going to reel yourself in.
I'm going to be
And then
so wrong again.
Yeah, you're going to like sit here like, I wanted to say that, but I thought I'd be wrong.
You know what? Maybe I'll make 2. I'll make one where my confidence is just like through the roof, and then that's where I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to rein it in and be like, no, this is where I'm going to say it is.
Or where your logic is and where your heart is.
Yes. That's what we need. 2 charts. 1 for logic, 1 for heart. I think that's good.
Mine worked out where my heart was my logic.
Okay, well, can't all be like that.
No, I'm going to bomb next week. I feel it. It was beginner's luck. That's what I'm calling this one. Because I gotta keep the listeners on their toes. If I get it right every week,
they're just gonna know. Yeah, it's not gonna be fun.
Yeah,
I'll just throw some random numbers out there. Well, I'll keep them on their toes too.
I have no doubt about that. Because I bombed the numbers. I couldn't get the dollar amounts to save my life. Placements though, yeah.
Oh yeah. So all right, so maybe I'll work on the numbers. You work on the placements, and
we combine our brains, and we will be the box office.
Yes.
So, Emily, other than our predictions, do you have any thoughts on this week where everything fell?
I was surprised. But no, going through and hearing the numbers and everything, I'm really not that surprised. It makes a lot more sense. I'm super excited that Magic Mike was able to pull the number 1 spot and be like, put me in more theaters. Like, I'm excited for you.
Have faith in me, Warner Bros.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the amount of money they would have made if it wasn't in 1,500 theaters?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So much more. Like, if it was available to a lot more people, like, including
on
us.
Valentine's Day weekend?
Yeah. Yep. Because I know some couples that like to go either the weekend before or the weekend after Valentine's Day to go do any kind of activity because it's usually so busy. Mm-hmm. So that would have been a very opportune time, is beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I mean, it made money. It made number 1, so it's giving them some sort of justification. Mm-hmm. But we were like, I mean, you had it at 8. I was tracking it higher. Mm-hmm. I wanted it to be higher.
Yeah. But I think with the number of theaters, and even then we were overestimating last week, I was like, I don't think it's going to make that much because it's not in as many.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you see those number, Warner Bros? You could have maybe hit double digits.
Yeah. That could have been crazy for them.
You know, I think everything made sense this week. There's no, other than Magic Mike still being able to pull it off in number one, there's no big surprises. Everything checks.
Yeah.
It was a slow weekend, but I don't know, a safe weekend at the box office?
Yeah. I think that's a good word for it. Definitely. It's interesting to see that Knock at the Cabin's kind of crawling its way back up though too. So I'm wondering if that's like maybe word of mouth. People are like, go check it out.
I hope so. I dropped out of the top 5. That's a hard drop your first weekend, but we'll see. You know, I don't know how it's gonna be able to perform with what's coming down the rails.
Yes, that's what gives me pause. Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe people are listening to us, to other people, to the people who are bringing that score up. And it's like, you know what? Maybe I want to skip the Marvel crowd this weekend and go see something else.
Yeah.
Go get Ant-Man on the second week when it's
Yeah.
not as crazy.
Absolutely. I could definitely. I mean, that was me for a long time. I usually don't go see stuff opening weekend because it was crowded, and I was like, I don't want to be around all the crowds. But now with our podcast and everything, I'm like, yeah, I think I should go and contribute to the opening weekend and all of our numbers and stuff. And I could be like, I was in that.
That was me.
See those like $8 right there? That's me.
You see, all that money from Cocaine Bear is going to be us too.
Absolutely.
This is a reminder, though. We kind of alluded to it earlier, but our normal episode that you would be listening to on Thursday morning, if you listen to it the morning that it drops, will not be up on Thursday morning. It will be coming out on Friday morning, and that is because Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is this Wednesday, and that is when we normally record, but it's a one-night only event, and obviously we had to snag our tickets.
Of course we did.
So we will be there watching that during our normal record time. And because sadly our local market did not get it, we do have to travel a bit for this premiere, and we will not be getting back in time to get into the studio. So the next day we will be here giving you our thoughts on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and a little preview of what to expect with Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Ooh, I'm excited. I'm so excited for Winnie the Pooh.
I'm so excited for both, but
Yes.
I can't wait until we are sitting here Thursday night. And don't worry, it's still gonna technically be straight from the seat because we will not be saying a word to each other.
Nope. Not at all.
Until we are here talking to you guys.
Yep. Anything that we think about that comes up, or we're like, oh, I have to remember to tell Kate about that, or
Jot it down.
we're writing it down.
So I'm excited for Thursday night. After having to wait 24 hours to talk to you about it,
It's going to be real tough.
we get to sit here and spill our guts. And it's going to be even funnier because if it is bad, we have to wait 24 hours for us to sit here and be like, that was awful.
I know.
Or we get to wait 24 hours to be like, oh my God, what the hell did we just watch? And you guys better have not missed that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Or another option.
Okay.
One of us really likes it and one of us really does not.
Ooh.
That would be crazy because then we're waiting 24 hours. One of us is so excited to tell the other one, and the other one's like, I just want to say it sucked. So I'm excited for any of these outcomes.
I would love to know who would be who in that scenario because I feel like normally I would be the it sucked. That's just kind of, you're so much more lenient with movies than I am.
Yeah.
But it's a slasher horror.
Which is your bread and butter.
My bread and butter.
Yes.
Terrifier 2 is like my favorite thing on the face of the planet. And I have a Winnie the Pooh tattoo. So I feel like I'm going to have to go to bat for this one.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I don't know. I'm so excited. I don't know where we're going to land.
Are you guys going? Let us know. Well, Emily, we did it. that's all from us. Remember to become a Box Office Club member to like, subscribe, review, and reach out to us at boxofficeclubpod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Stay safe, support your local theaters, tell us your thoughts on this week's box office stories, and we will see you next time with another segment of
The Box Office Club.
What's up, buddy?
We have an intruder on set.